Good morning. Hello everyone. How is everybody? I am down here and I am going to attempt to trace this. This may be a really genius idea. This may be a really terrible idea. But that's what I'm going to try and do today, because I would like to get it cut out of that fabric. Oh, excuse me. I would like to get it cut out of that fabric. And I have got my Melilo traced and cut out back there. I've got my Eve dress cut out, and I've got my 3/4 button-up circle skirt cut out of the parrot fabric. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough of the parrot fabric to do a matching shirt, which is sad, but there is enough to possibly line a small bag. So I have put it in my bag making stash pile of fabric. There's a lot over there. I think I have an eyelash in my eyeball as well. Hang on a second. And actually one of my eyelashes. Or it could be, yeah, no, it's a Chiana hair. Ouch. Yes. Chiana's fluff is getting everywhere, but then it always does. So Karen says, ooh, yay, I made it. Hello, peeps. I hope you're all well. I am still have a chest infection, so not sure how long I will stay tonight. Well, good evening, Karen. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you feel better soon. Tristan's here. Good morning. Good morning. Cecilia says, hello, peeps. Hello. Julia's gardening diary says, hello, everyone. Welcome. Hello. Nimue says, hello, everyone. Hi. And Trusting UK is here. Hello. Caroline says, morning all, getting warm here already. Yes, it's 24 degrees. It's gone up a whole degree in here. Michelle says, good morning, peeps. Heading to work today, but we'll take you along to keep me company. Awesome. Awesome. So, yes, the Megan Nielsen Matilda dress. The size range on this is small. There's an extra small through to an extra large, ranging from a 34-inch bust to a 42-inch bust. So it is a small size range in this. I think they're updating that. I've made, let's see. I've done the Briar t-shirt, which is this one, which is down here because this is a test piece. This was like my least favorite of my viscose jersey colors. And I need to lower the front by a good 2 inches, raise the back up by an inch, because I want the back to sit on my waist. I do like the Briar t-shirt, but I want it to work for me. The tunic length, possibly high-low hem, but this one, I still want it to dip down at the back, but I want this to kind of hit at where my waist is, so that it's the definition is visible. And also the armhole or the shoulders on this are a good sort of like inch off my shoulders, and I don't think that's the desired look for this one. But I've made the Briar t-shirt, I've made the cavalcade skirt a couple of times, and I've actually smooshed that onto a wrap dress, the by Hand London Flora, and I've made the Tanya culottes as well. So I've made a couple of Megan Nielsen patterns. This will be my fourth, and yeah, I'm going to have a quick read of the instructions to see how they want this to go together, because we all know how I feel about finishing on the inside. And I think there are some pieces, like the pocket piece, for example, that I'm not going to love the finish. So I might cut 2 of those and just see if it's going to make it bulkier, but it'll be fine. So yeah, cut 4 of the pocket pieces rather than 2. Might cut a lining for the pocket. The Melilo shirt had a lining for the pocket, which I like very much. And the yoke does get burritoed, so that's good. So burrito at the front and the back. Okay, that's good, that's good. The waistband gets an inside. Okay, cool. So it's just the pockets, and yeah, all the pockets that need linings, because of the way that I like to finish things. It's totally not necessary, but it's the way that I like to do things. So yeah. Sorry, Tatty's been texting me. Sorry, she's just on her way out. Okay, I'll put this away because otherwise I will get distracted. Right, and then also for sizing, I have worked out that I need to do a size medium for the bust because my bust is 38, which gives me a finished measurement of 40 3/4, which I don't mind because the waist, so I'm a size small for a 28-inch waist, is a finished measurement of 29 3/4, and I think I'm going to like that fit on this because obviously, like, I mean, even the model here, you can, I don't know if you can see because the quality of my camera is not great, so it's obviously my in laptop camera, but it's escaping on her just a little bit. So one of the ways around that is to actually place your buttons at your apex, and for her, I would think they would need to be there, and then do the spacing of your buttons having placed one at the apex, and then space your buttons up and down from there. Or you can use the spacing that the pattern gives you, and then you can put a press stud, like a hidden press stud in there, or a hidden button if you want to remember which side to put the button hole in so that it is hidden. You can put a little hidden button in there as well. But yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm also then going to grade out to a medium for the hips. It does say I should do an extra large for the hips, but I'm going to grade out to a medium. Because it is a very full skirt, I do think I'm going to need to lengthen the skirt as well, because not including any seam allowance, the skirt is 28 inches. Maybe I just need to add maybe I'll only need to add a little bit. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to add an inch of length to the skirt, but that's it. That's it. So that's good. So I need to remember to do that. Add 1 inch length to skirt. This is how long since I've had this pattern now. It's got one of my red hairs attached to the little sticky that was holding it closed. Right, okay, so I've ironed my pattern pieces flat. I have my snacks, delicious snacks, and let's move all of my paraphernalia slightly back and out of the way to make it slightly easier to get at stuff. I'm going to put my snacks where you used to live. There we go, up there. Oh, kill. Yes. Right. Where did I get to with the chat? Mim's here. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Nimue says, currently on the couch, adding the last few shells to the large crochet afghan I started as part of last year's Make 9. It's cold enough here to have a blanket in my lap, and I'm so close to finish. Oh, exciting. Saskia says, ooh, I also need to cut out a pattern. I will join you. Awesome. Nicholas says, morning peeps. I'm ironing at the moment, and then as I am between projects, I intend to tidy up my sewing room. It's a total disaster site. I always enjoy doing that. It's always a lot of fun. Karen says, what did Tatty think of her dress? She very much liked it. She was asking about the sort of like the empire line, because the Rixo dress is very empire line, and it's empire line at the front and the back. I haven't worn this dress before, and I'm just noticing how much pulling there is here. It is still maybe a little tight, but never mind. Never mind. Sorry, where was I? Yes, she was asking about like the empire line. If I hadn't have adjusted the pattern, the empire line on me would have gone like there rather than under my bust, which I prefer it to go under my bust. So that's why I'd altered it. And when it gets down to the side seams, it definitely is at my waistline. And I have added an inch of length to the back and to the front pattern pieces for that, because that's, again, my preference. Let's have a look at the back of a loom dress. Let's see, French poetry loom dress. images. Let's see the back. Yeah, I do think it actually is meant to hit on your waist, because I don't know if you're going to be able to see because of the print, but it is actually sitting on what I would say was her natural waist at the back, and then it's empire line at the front coming down to waist at the back. But yeah, she liked it. She liked it. I did say, shall I send it to you for you to try on? And she said, not if you want it back, which is a good sign. But I don't think it's going to fit her in the bust because I added so much. I did such a big full bust adjustment. I started with 3 inches and I needed 2 inches. So yeah, but she did like it. Dipsy552 says, morning peeps. It's been about 2 months since I've sewn, but hoping to get something cut out today. The Megan Nielsen Matilda has been updated to the curve range 13 to 43. 14 to 34. Awesome. That is very awesome. Thank you. I knew she was doing something along the lines of updating the patterns, but I haven't bought those ones, so I didn't know exactly. Hey Meadow says, I attempted to make the Matilda when I had only been sewing for about 6 months before I understood about body lengths and differing heights of pattern designers. I'm 5'4" and short-waisted. Disaster. Oh, was it really long on you? Actually, that's going to be interesting as well, because I'm probably going to need to I'm going to need to check the length of the bodice. But I've only got the skirt pieces in front of me at the moment. Karen says, yes, more flattering on the underbust, I think. It looks fabulous on you. Yeah. I think the other thing as well is I probably would have gotten away with it more if it had been all one print. So, like, I promise this fits. Maybe I have just done it too tight. I promise it fits. Sorry, distracted. Yes, I think if I'd have done it all in one print, then having the bust line cut like across the bust rather than right under it would have been more forgiving. But doing it in that spot, yeah, so it's right here. Doing it in the spot into the green, if it just wouldn't have looked great. I don't think. There was a few people commenting as well about maybe it was sitting too far forward on my shoulders. I think it was actually the way I was standing or sitting in it, I think. So yeah, I don't think I need to adjust the shoulders, but I do see what people were saying when I was watching the videos back. It was like, oh yeah, I can see what you mean. The other thing as well is I didn't remotely try to pattern match at the back, and I kind of wish I'd taken a little bit more account and just gone for solid black down there rather than this. But I couldn't, even if I had have done that when I was cutting it out, because I've done like a 1 inch seam allowance at the back here, it would have been thrown off anyway. And again, wearable muslin, that's the back. I'm never going to see it. It's going to be fine. The hem is doing crazy biasy things. Going crazy down there, so I will at some point get that. I'm going to give it a couple of days, probably end up being a week. I promise I'm fine. My voice, since I had COVID in February, my voice has not recovered and it's been really croaky like this. I actually don't mind it, but it does make me sound like I'm ill. Right. Getting low on paper again. I'm going to have to place an order with more plans soon, I think. Do I want to switch around this direction? Yes, I do. Because then that covers the entirety of the tissue paper. So I'm doing this one first because the McCall's pattern that I want to do as well, I'm going to need some of the pieces from this one. And if I was being really good, I would trace 2 of them off so that the pattern would be complete by itself. And I might do that. I'm going to get a drink. 2 secs. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We shall see. Jane says, morning all from Bristol. Made a tea this morning on the spare machine. My machine being repaired again. It doesn't like thick fabric sewing. Oh, but nice. Which t-shirt did you use? Hey Meadow says, bust was at my waist and the skirt was just above my ankles. Oh, wow. I wonder what height she drafts for. That's something else I would like on the pattern, is that the height that the pattern is drafted for. Usually I kind of just assume everyone is 5'6" because that's pretty much standard, but let's see. What height does, no, not dies. What height dies? What height does Megan Nielsen draft for? See if somebody's answered that for me. Come on, search. No. Okay. I'll look up and one of you guys will have answered me. Search. Sewing. Oh, 5'9". Ah. And a B cup. Interesting. Yes, see, Hey Meadow says 5'9". Well done, thank you. Charlie says, feeling well enough to join you today. Hurrah. Thank you. Oh, good, Charlie. I'm glad you're feeling better and welcome. Jennifer says, good evening. Love your dress. Thank you. So over Eve dress, rayon, Rifle Paper Company rayon. The first ever expensive fabric I bought. Moran says, hello from Israel. Shan, thank you for the tutorial on the McCall's 7974. I'm about to finish it and it's perfect. Oh, yay. Awesome. Awesome. It is a nice dress. It is a very nice dress. I need to make another summery one of those because I've only got, no, I have got one long summery one. I need to make a short summery one. I've also got plans for a border print one coming up in the autumn winter because it's a dark brown, reds and blacks with some cream in it, border print that I got in some rayon. So yeah, I'm planning one of those for the winter. Sharon says, morning all, little late but here now, welcome. Michelle says, I prefer the way you cut the dress under the bust. My personal pet peeve is when the underbust seam is high. I'm not a polka dot person, but I actually like how this dress turned out. I mean, again, this is not something that I would have done off my own back. It was all down to Tatty sort of showing me the Rixo dress, but I'm very pleased with it. And I really like that combination of fabrics. So, yes. Nimoy says, despite Bridgerton, Empire lines are supposed to sit under the bust, not across. They did like to push up the assets upwards quite a bit in the Regency, though. Yes, they did. And yeah, my McCall's 7945 dress, the bust pattern pieces do kind of cut across the bust in that one. And I know a little bit more now that I would be tempted to go in and try and change it, but I also really like that dress as is and might possibly not change it. And actually thinking about it, the top of the French Poetry loon dress and the bottom of the 7945 would be a better copy for the Rixo dress, because the Rixo dress actually has like a skirt panel, that like a middle skirt panel. It's very like a girl dress as well, which I also very much like the designer. Mim says, last week I bought 2 new machines, a Benina 480 and a Baby Lock Inspire, and I am a little starstruck. You can do it, but awesome. Big Bird's here. Hey peeps, hello lovely. Charlie says thumbs up. Yes, 70 of us. Wow, 70 of us already and 21 likes. Please do give the stream a like. I promise it really does help. It shows engagement. Any engagement on videos is always well received by the YouTube algorithm gods. So yeah, that's the one thing I do know about the algorithm gods. Karen says, good morning from Texas. Wow, good morning. It's very early there. Jane says, simple t-shirt, used Tabitha T from the Tilly book. Very nice. Hey Meadow says, I think it's 5'9" for the Megan Nielsen patterns from memory. You are correct, it is. And that is nice. If Rachel shows up today, we'll have to let her know. Mum made one of these the other day in some stripy fabric that she got from the Festival of Quilts in one of the bags, like scrap bags from Bombay stores, and she really likes it. I think she did this view, but obviously not in sparkles. She did kind of like this view, but without the cuffs, and very much likes it. So that's a nice t-shirt pattern. Where did I get to? Michelle says, question, what's the best way to learn the bells and whistles of your sewing machine? I'm noticing with my new machine that I don't know enough to feel confident using it. When I got mine, I did a 2-day course with Benina in London, learning all, the first day was learning the basics of the machine, and the second day was all about embroidery, and it was invaluable. I would say go to your dealer where you bought your machine. Hopefully you did buy it from, well, not hopefully, but if you bought your machine from a dealer, go to the dealers and ask if they do a introductory course to your machine. It might be a couple of hours, depending on the bells and whistles. It might be a much longer one, like the Benina one was. Mum went and did the 2-day course in London for her Benina as well. Yeah, go to your dealer and ask for like a course and go over the basics. And I came away with like a file folder full of samples and like notes about different settings and things that it did. And I've barely scratched the surface on mine. I mean, I like having all of the options that I have on my machine, but I totally don't need them all for what I do with it. But I like having them, and I wouldn't trade my machine in for anything. That's for sure. For sure. Carmen's here. Good morning, all. Good morning. Fiona says, hi there, everyone. I'm trying my first pair of shorts today. Oh, good luck. What pattern are you using? Jojo's here. Morning, all. Hope you're well. Have I missed much? Not a lot, just waffle. Trisha says, morning, Peeps. Mim says, the first thing I made on Benina was jeans for my husband. So why start easy when you can make your life difficult? But it turned out great. Have some problem with the buttonholes. Yeah, I think even like the most expensive domestic machines are not going to be the most amazing at buttonholes, especially in thick fabrics. I would, if I had the money and space, I would 100% buy an industrial buttonholer. 100%. Okay. Right. So let's get this skirt traced out. And like I say, I'm adding an inch of length. But I love the fact that this is drafted for a 5'9" frame. Big Bird, this might be one for you. It's going to be interesting to see if I'm still going to need to lengthen the torso, because I do have a super long torso, as we know. Okay, so I'm doing a medium for the hips, aren't I? So we've got extra small, medium. Find the right line. Okay. So this might not be the most enthralling of streams, because you can really only see white paper down there, can't you? You can't even see anything that I'm doing. Let's tip you down a little bit. But it was just what I felt like doing today. So very glad that you guys are joining me for this. It is always nice to have company hanging out in the sewing room. Oh, you can probably see I've got my little scrunchie in my hair as well that matches my dress. So I do wear them on occasion. Okay. Right, so I do need to be slightly careful at the waist because of the pockets. But I'm just grading between the size small at the waist and then into the medium over the hips. I probably could get away with doing a small over the hips. It doesn't actually, the pattern doesn't give you the finished garment measurements for the hips, which I wish they would, but I understand, you know, space on the back of an envelope. I get it. And I'm glad that we've got at least some of the finished garment measurements on the back of the waist, but I would like more. When do I not want more? So yeah, I'm grading between the two, and I'll just have to be careful with the pockets. I'm trying to work out how best to do the waistline with you guys and still sort of chat to you. So there's the small and that's small, isn't it? There, right. Well, usually I would do this from the other side. Of the table, but that would be rude because I would be abandoning you guys. There we go. Right, so that's skirt piece done. So now to transfer over all the details. So Megan Nielsen, Matilda. If I could spell Matilda, that would be great. Pattern piece number 12. Skirt front, cut to size small waist and medium hips. And just going to also make a note that the waist is a finished waist measurement of 29 3/4 inches. Finished waist, and I've added 1 inch length to the skirt. Okay, so that's pattern piece number 1, well 12, but number 1 done. Usually I write a list of all the pattern pieces and cross them off as I go. Does this one have, because usually they're on, oh it does. Okay, so I've got 18 to do, so let's go with that. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 9 10 11 12 done. 13 14 16 17 18. That's a lot of pieces. It is a lot of pieces. Okay, so I've written my list. I've done number 12, so I've crossed it off. And that helps me to not miss any piece out, because that does happen on more than one occasion. Nimoy says, if you put a height chart into the search in the Peeps group, it should come up with a post of mine where I shared a link to someone's blog post with height charts for a lot of pattern companies. You did, thank you. And I think that's what I got as well, was the link to the blog post. It's interesting. I do think that information should be back on the back of the envelope. I think it would be very helpful. Natalie says, good morning, Peeps. Sometimes 6 a.m. feels way too early for sewing and chatting. I need to chug some coffee. 6 a.m. is definitely way too early for sewing and chatting. You should be asleep. Dipsy says, to Michelle, I was gifted a Singer machine and was able to find a full introductory video on YouTube by Singer for that machine. So maybe that's an option for you as well. Oh, yes. I know that my Benina overlocker has a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. So yeah, Benina do have a YouTube channel. That's a very good point, Dipsy552. Thank you. Sharon says, I'm embroidering now while I'm watching you, reusing old black linen trousers, trying to embroider some motifs for a planned dress or tunic. Still saving for a visit to the fabric shop. Lol. Yes, I am on a fabric buying ban until Festival of Quilts, although I did just order 18 meters of rayon twill for lining back there in Wight, which is I split into 3 pieces and I've washed and tumble dried, so it's all ready to be used. Ladira, did I get that right? Ladira says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey Meadow says, if anyone has the standard size pattern on PDF, the finished measurements are in the instruction booklet. I'm a short, fatty boomer, so I have the curve pattern. Natalie says to Hey Meadow, I'm a tall, fatty boomer. Lol, you guys are so funny. Christine says, morning, everyone. Hope you are all well and enjoying the beautiful weather here in the UK. Tennis later, anyone? Oh my goodness, my hand-eye coordination is non-existent. I think I've told you guys this many times before, but I have one, and I don't remember which way around it is, but I've got one long and one short-sighted eye, and also my left eye doesn't work if my right eye is open. It's just like, nah, I'm not doing any work, dude. You're kidding, right? So my depth perception is pretty much non-existent, which is fun. So yeah, no, tennis hand-eye coordination, not great. Not great. Okay. And I have to say, not a fan of watching the tennis. Mum and Dad are very much, which is good. My ex works for the Tennis Federation as well, so really no good associations with tennis. That's not to say that tennis is not wonderful for those that enjoy it, but that is not me. Okay. Okay, small. Front waistband. Just making, center front. Making sure I transfer over all of the markings. So, again, Megan, Nielsen, Matilda, front waistband, size full. And that's pattern piece number 16. So that gets crossed off of the list. And I'm going to have a strawberry. They've not quite warmed up enough yet from the fridge. Not quite. Okay. Might need to pull this a little closer to me so I can see what's going on. This is the tracing paper from Moreplan, and it is see-through, but it is a little bit of work to see through. So I'll give myself a fighting chance of tracing the right lines when they're very close together, like they are for this pocket tab, which will be interesting. Ah, okay, this is the pocket tab for the skirt pockets. Words are hard. Words are hard. I did wonder what this pocket tab was for. It's an interesting kind of like little arrow taken out of it as well. Like, interesting. But yes, it's for the skirt piece, obviously. Silly me. Right, grain line. Grain line. And notches. And then write all the details on again. Megan Nielsen, Matilda Pocket tab cut to size small. Okay, and that's piece number 14. And I need to mark on this that I need to cut 4. And so we cut 4 of my waistband and 2 of interfacing. Okay, so that was piece number 14 that I've just done, wasn't it? So cross that out. And then I'm going to turn this all around so that I can still chat to you whilst I'm tracing these pieces out. There we go. Yeah, there's a little, because of the way that I've done the skirt, I'm going to have to just make sure that I've got the right pieces for the skirt pocket. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We can do this. We can do this. Totally fine. Right. Catch up with it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Where did we get to? Where did we get to? Christine says, morning everyone. Hope you're all well and enjoying the beautiful weather here in the UK. 10 is later anyone. I have already read that, haven't I, Christine? But good morning. Well, is it still? Yes, it is. Hey Meadow says, it's a cool club to Natalie. Asley says, hey peeps, happy to be back after a couple of months. Crazy school stuff, lol. Binge watched the last 2 months of videos. Oh, wow. That was a lot of me. Susan says, good evening, morning from very wet New South Wales. Remember to like the channel, ladies. 99 peeps and 44 likes. Oh, 95 now and 50 likes. But yes, please do. Ron Ralph says, morning. I'm finally awake enough to type hello. Good morning. Sharon says, lol, me too. That's why I decided to make instead of buying. Hey Meadow says, hi to Susan from Adelaide. And Christine says, morning all, I've managed about 10 minutes in the sun and retreated to the sewing machine. Nice. Yeah, I'm seriously considering in the heat that we're having at the moment, going and lying in the garden for for the majority of the day and then coming and working in the evenings. Carmen says, that's what I get for a cup of coffee. Oh, where did it go? Curve pattern for short fatty boombas. Where? What? I need that in my life, being only 5'2" and roundish in all the wrong places. We're talking about the Megan Nielsen curve patterns, but I think they're still drafted for 5'9". Does she do a petite range? Eleanor says, hello, lovely Shana peoples. Hello. Karen says, hive brain, please. I am sewing up the cashmerette Hollyoak peplum, and it says to iron the seam allowance on the princess seams to the center. My brain thinks this sounds wrong. Clip your princess seam allowances, and then what I tend to do, you can iron them open. I will only ever iron them open if I have sewn them without a French seam, obviously, but clip over the curves and lay it flat on the ironing board, and it'll want to go a particular way. And center front kind of sounds like it's not a bad idea, but I haven't made that top, so I don't know for sure. But definitely kind of like clip seams, lay it flat and see what it wants to do, because it should kind of naturally want to do something. Nia says Mr. Bit was chatting to the QQ. Was that you on the phone? I can hear Mum chatting away in the background. Rotten Ralph says it's 6:30 a.m. here in Central Florida, and my furry dictators have decided that they must sing me the song of their people. Nice. Very nice. Yes. Cecilia says, I'm currently on a no-buy, but does anyone from the US have any fabric sites they'd recommend? Hearts Fabric in Santa Cruz? Obviously Mood. I'm not being helpful. Karen says hi to Susan and hey Meadow from Brisbane. Single digits here. Is it cold with you? Single digits in Brisbane. Wow, that is chilly. Nimue says Afghan complete. Oh, exciting! Well done, Nimue. And please post a pic in the Peeps group. Brady V says hi Peeps. Hello. Hey Meadow says currently 10 degrees here in Adelaide and heading for a top of 12 tomorrow. Brrr. Yes. And Hey Meadow is celebrating with Nimue for the finishing of the Afghan. Natalie says, Karen, as long as you've notched the seam allowance, it will lay flatter if ironed to the centre. Jojo says to Rotten Ralph, lol, Peggy has started doing that. Thing is, I never hear her, so hubby gets disturbed and gets up with her for cuddles, and I carry on snoring, completely oblivious. Nice. Cecilia says to Nimue, yay, always exhilarating to finish a project. Rotten Ralph says to Cecilia, what kind of fabric do you enjoy? Farmhouse fabric has lovely classic patterns. Mood fabric has dead stock from designers and fantastic drape videos. Karen says and thank you to Natalie. And Karen also says to Hey Meadow, yes, pretty much same here. I thought Scotland was cold. Charlie says, it is hot here today, South London, but they're promising 32 degrees centigrade on Monday and Tuesday. Wow. Yeah, I might actually have to decamp to the beach if it gets that hot. Girl Mummy of 3 says, hi, just started making clothes, made my younger daughters a dress each so far. Oh, how lovely. Well, welcome to the channel. Natalie says to Karen, if you prefer to iron to the outside, you need to cut out V's, not just snips. That's a very good point, Natalie. Well done. Hey Meadow says, no petite range, I'm afraid, for Megan Nielsen. So they're all drafted for 5'9" frames. Charlie says to Rotten Ralph, I love your description. Nia says, I've got the Darling Rangers dress from Megan Nielsen. What are you cutting out? I missed the start. I am attempting to trace this one. If you like it, I can lend it to you. Amy says, good morning from Nebraska. Good morning. Very early for you. Rotten Ralph says, flat battery mate to Jojo himself sleeping through the morning concert. Oh no. Elena says we had plus 38 degrees here in Finland for the last 2 weeks. This week will be in the 20s, so I'm freezing. Oh wow, yeah. Nimue says, thanks guys. Now I have to move all the stuff from the sewing table to the couch so I can sew the rest of the day. No, I don't have too much stuff, just lacking storage. That's totally the right way around to look at it. Cecilia says, fabrics I'm looking for are natural fibres and rayon. My budget is minimal as I'm working my skills, so looking for mock-up fabric to start. Not sure for that one. Any other US peeps? Rotten Ralph says, I have more online fabric options for the US being a shut-in is helpful for online shopping. And Kathleen says, good morning. And Bree says, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Right, let's get these last 2 bits traced from this one. Then we can move on to the other one. Now, that is on the straight of grain, but they want me to put a centre back seam in. Okay. Okay. Why do they want a centre back seam in this? I suppose maybe it's to match a centre back seam in the bodice. No? Okay. She'll do as I'm told for the first one. Well, I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Oopsie. Try and be a little bit accurate with this, because you need to kind of get as accurate a trace as possible so that your dress comes out as expected. Does anyone else find that with strawberries, that if they're too cold, they don't really taste of anything? They need to be room temperature or hot from the sun. Yum. Picked directly off the bush. Okay. So I'm just adding my extra inch of length to the skirt. And again, that is just a personal preference, and it will be something that I need to remember that I've done so that I can add it to the button placket at the front as well. You don't want to forget, if you've added length to the bodice or a skirt on a button-up dress that does have a placket, you need to continue that length up through the placket so that it all matches up. You do not want to forget that. That would be bad. Right. I have got that out of alignment, which is annoying. That's better. Let's do my waistline. Currently about a quarter of the way through season 3 of Stargate SG1, which I am very much enjoying. It is really funny watching it. They're currently in 1999, and the computer technology is basic. Definitely basic. Just making sure that I've got all that lining up correctly, and I think I have. So Megan, I'm going to get sick of writing Megan Nielsen. I'm kind of going to spell her name wrong already. Whoopsie. Megan Nielsen, Matilda, skirt back, cut to size small, waist, medium, hips, 1 inch added to length. Pattern piece 13. So let's cross that off. Miki says, hello from Utrecht in the Netherlands. Nice to be sewing with you for a couple of hours, trying to finish some pieces for my holiday next week, but my machine is giving me troubles. That's where there's a fabric market, if I'm not mistaken. I think Claire from Beautiful Things HQ goes there quite frequently. Susan says to Karen, it's not too cold. We are in the Beringons. The clouds have kept the temperature up. We have been flooded though. Oh no. Nia says hi to Jojo. Kathleen says, I'm a bit late, but it's really early here. The colour blue in your dress is lovely on you. Thank you. Kathleen says, I've read that one. Nicola says to Cecilia, not sure if you're UK based or not, but have a look at Pound Fabrics. Cheap, but very good quality, mostly dead stock. I think she's based in the US, but Pound Fabrics is a good one, Nicola. Pamisi says, good morning. I want to say Priscilla. Did I get that right? Did I get that right, or is it Pamela? I always get you two confused. Susan says to Cecilia, I use sheets from the op shop as they are mostly cotton and can actually look good. Oh, that's a very good point. Yes. Secondhand sheets. Definitely good practice fodder. Words are hard. Karen says to Susan, I'm sorry to hear about your flooding. Hope all is okay. Pamisi says the dress is pure summer. Thank you. Charlie says, Sian, your dress fits you perfectly. I'm so impressed. COVID, then diabetes, then pneumonia in hospital, then a vicious D and V bug at home. It means I have lost 25 kilos since March. Nothing fits me. Oh no. I'm so glad you're starting to feel better, Charlie. I'm a little bit worried about the pulling on this one, but you know what? It does fit. It's just I probably tied it too tight. Rotten Ralph says to Cecilia, Mood and Vogue fabric have rayon and don't charge much for sending swatches. Hey Meadow says, I hit the clearance tables at Spotlight, think Joann's, when they have a 50% off sale, so it could be more of an option if Joann's offer similar. Oh, also obviously all the coupons that Joann's do. I'm not sure how coupons work, but they sound amazing. Jojo says, hi Tania, how are you doing, lovely? Pramisi says, I'll just have to change my name to Priscilla. Is it Pamela? Did I get it wrong? I'm so sorry. Tristan says, I googled panned fabrics and was directed to the US site, $1.28 a meter. Oh, awesome, Tristan. Thank you. Rotten Ralph says, sheets for mock-ups are amazing. Totally. And Julie's here. Hi, lovelies. Hello, Julie. How are you, my lovely? Right. Okay. So let's get this pocket piece traced. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more annoying than I want it to be. I'm going to have to lay it over that, aren't I? That's okay, we can do that. We can do that. Let's get the main lines traced in, and then we can lay it over the skirt piece and try and transfer the markings over from that. That makes sense. Doesn't it? So Megan, Nielsen, Matilda, skirt, pocket, cut 4, size small. And I'm cutting 4 of this. Oh, this is piece 15. I'm cutting 4 of this because of the way I prefer to finish this kind of pocket. And I'm going to cut out this little bit of paper and then lay it over the skirt front piece that I've traced so that I can try and match up the lines for, does that not have a, so I'm guessing that goes in there. Huh. Okay. So I'm guessing, let me have a look at the instructions. I had a really itchy nose today again. As you guys were telling me what itchy nose meant last time. Does this have a little bit of a, is it meant to lie flat? The skirt side seam notch is not used for lining up pockets, used so much. Okay. There's no positioning for the pocket pieces. That's weird. Weird. Okay. Huh. Oh, right, ensure that the pocket lines up. Right, and so the seam allowance is 5/8 of an inch. Okay, we can do this. So that bit needs to line up with, oh, okay, yes. Okay. So that's fine. And then there we go. Okay, cool. Took a little bit of like power to get there, but I got there. So I just had to work out where the positioning of the pocket was meant to go. And because the seam allowance is turned under, it's from the finished edge of the pocket to the notch on the skirt. So we've got that done. Okay, so now that should all match up, and I have crossed that off. So I've traced 5 pieces in an hour. Oh dear. Oh dear, there's me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a couple of shirt dress patterns traced and altered in one session. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Right. I always write on the full name of the pattern designer and the name of the pattern or the number of the pattern as well, because I don't want to misplace a piece or come across a piece hanging out in the sewing room and not with the amount of patterns that I have hanging out in the sewing room. I don't want to misplace a piece. And having said that, I'm putting Mum's t-shirt pattern away because I'm going to use her table to store these whilst I trace out the second tissue sheet. So that one can go there. So let's fold this back up, or attempt to fold this back up. Hello, Suze. Suze. Some weird creases going on here. It's got to get folded. So when I this might be overkill again, but when I fold up pattern pieces, I do try and follow the previous folding lines so that it goes back into the envelope in kind of some sort of order. So who is planning on attending the dressmakers ball this year? There we go. Right. So that one goes that way, that one goes that way, and that one goes that way. Oh, there we go. So back in the envelope, and getting my drink. Might actually sit down for a little bit. I am not feeling terribly fabulous today, which is a little sucky, but never mind. Sit down and have a bit of a chat and see if my strawberries have warmed up enough to be eaten yet. Nope, still too cold. Still too cold. Oh, I do love this fabric. This is the first time I've worn this, so yeah. Rotten Ralph says Joanne's does coupons online. Awesome. Julie says I'm doing quite good. Just had my birthday this Friday and got myself a new overlocker. Oh, nice, and happy belated birthday. Parisi says, what would you think of the name? Is that an L? Shadle. It's my favourite nickname and would solve the alliteration conundrum. Shadle. Am I saying that correctly? I like it. Vicky says, yes, the fabric market Lapjesmarkt in Utrecht is every Saturday morning. I visit it a lot, of course. It is the only option we have for fabric buying, but lots of stalls every week. Nice. Rotten Ralph says, Renaissance Fabrics Online is a wonderful resource for natural fibres, being a place for historical interpretation. Cool. Nia says she might be chatting to, yes, to James now. Yes. Julie says, how are you doing, my love? Very well, thank you. Susan says to Karen, we are all good. We can get out, but got all our stock to high ground. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're as safe as you can be. Nia says, much likey the Matilda, so yes, please. I thought you might. Yes, I can bring it up with me when we come see you next month. Jojo says, my mum and daughter-in-law are planning on coming with me to the dressmakers ball as long as I can get tickets. Awesome. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get tickets. I'm worried it's going to be a fastest fingers first kind of thing. I really, really want to go. Because I've been approached by a company to work with them with some really amazing fabric. So I think I would have to enter the catwalk competition if I did make a dress out of that fabric. And do you see what I mean about I don't think that the shoulders were too far forward on this one, because this is just kind of one of the ways I sit, and it looks like the shoulders are slightly too far forward on this one. But I promise, like, if I actually sat up straight, then they're in the right place. But maybe they are too far forward on that one. Julie says, you look beautiful, and thank you. Thank you very much, Julie. Karen says to Susan, that is good to hear. Watching the floods in the news is so distressing. And Shadle says, yes, you got Shadle on the first go. I'll see about changing it in the YouTubes. Did I get it wrong? Is it Pamela? I do this every time, don't I? I do this every time. So yeah. Natalie says, has anyone used the Ariana Black corset pattern? I'm tracing the Anna underbust corset and the pieces are tiny. I have to add 10 centimeters in length since I'm 5'9". Oh, wow. I haven't used one of those patterns. I do have, because she did a free download, didn't she? I do have a link to that one, but no, I haven't used any of those. Yeah, sorry, I'm feeling a little bit bullet today, and I don't know why. Not good. Not good. Shadle says, yes, it is Pamela, but I love the excuse to use Shadle. Shadle's fine. Shadle is fine, because there's somebody else that's Priscilla, isn't it? And it's something Sprocket, it's TP or something like that, isn't it? Who's Priscilla? So, yeah. Julie says, is that the Eve you're wearing? Yes, it is. It's the Eve I made last year. And actually, this is the first time I've worn it, because when I made it last year, it was slightly too small for me. And I can now get into it, even with the pulling at the front. Have I just tightened it too much? Is that the problem? Let's not try to get, let's not get completely undressed on the internet, but let's see if I've. Susie, don't even start. See, I've loosened it massively, but it's still kind of pulling there. Because one of the things that the Sew Over Eve dress would have you do, and now I'm showing my slip as well, is you actually put twill tape in around the whole front neckline to help it hug the body. And if it's, I think what's happened is that the fabric has just been needed to be eased in just a little bit, and that's just kind of showing, because there really is enough room in here now. But yeah. Julie says I should make more of those. I love the Eve dress, as you guys know. I think I have 14 now. I think when I finish these ones, I've got another one cut out. I'm really excited about how that one's going to come out. And as I say, I've traced and cut out the Melly Low shirt. I have gone for an oversized fit for that one because I have it in my head that I want to wear it with kind of trousers like this, and then like a cropped or tight vest top, and then it's out of this fabric. So I think it's going to look really nice with some like the green lander pants that I'm hoping to make, if I can pluck up the courage to give those a try. I can go in the bin. Who went to see Love and Thunder the other day? Did I do a preemptive folder for the Matilda Dress? Was I sensible? Don't think I was, you know. No, I wasn't. I need to do a folder. Ooh! I just lost a folder. I have lost a folder. That's no good. I've got to try and rescue the folder now. Ooh. Otherwise it'll never come out of there. How do I do this? Ah, no, that's making it worse. I need tweezers. Tweezers. Scissors and tweezers smooshed together. That's not what I need. Right, where does Mum keep her tweezers? Does she keep them in the same place that I do? She does. Ooh, hers are different. Let's try and rescue this folder, because otherwise I'm going to have to move furniture to get it out, which would not be good. Oh, Susie, don't start barking. Yeah, that'll work. Nearly lost that folder. Would have been a disaster. Let's try and rearrange things so that that doesn't happen again. That's better. Better put Mum's tweezers back, because otherwise they'll end up getting lost in my stash. Suze! Rue's not even barking at you. Stop being so rude. Good, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Rescue the dog, giving it to Mum. You got to go and get him? Yeah. What, now? Okay. So it's been a little bit dramatic this last week. Dad went into hospital last Thursday last Thursday, because it was book club night, and he'd read the book and he was really annoyed, and was kept in overnight, was released with an appointment back to come back on the Tuesday, and then they both contracted, because Mum took him, they've both contracted COVID from the hospital. So they've both been really, really poorly. And because he had COVID, he couldn't go to his Tuesday appointment. and he got taken into hospital again last night. They came and got him in an ambulance. They didn't rush. It wasn't an emergency in that sense, but he needed to go. Yeah, it's been a dramatic week with mum and dad both having the plague, and then dad not being very well as well. So mum's just saying that they've rung, they're going to send him back, and he's seen the cardiologist this time because he didn't last time. That was what he was supposed to be doing on Tuesday, and they're just ringing to say whether she needs to go and pick him up. I mean, I would go and pick him up, but the trouble is if I get in a car with him, I'm going to end up with COVID as well. Hello.
Hi. They've organised a taxi.
Oh, awesome.
Which is good.
Yes, yeah. Have you written me a shopping list?
Sorry?
Have you written me a shopping list?
No, I'll do that in a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
You're still busy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not feeling particularly great either. I'm feeling slightly nauseated. Is it nauseated or nauseous?
Nauseous. Both.
Right. Right. So yeah, I'm supposed to be tracing this pattern out, but I've sat down to chat to them instead. So yeah. So they're sending a taxi for Dad, so that's good. But so far, I mean, I'm keeping far away from them as possible, and I don't have COVID. I've tested. I don't have COVID, so that's good. But yeah, it's been a bit of a week. So I've been doing shopping for them and getting them drugs, and making sure they're okay. And they're both of them feeling pretty miserable on it, but thankfully they've had their 3 jabs, so they're not. It's been bad, but it's not been as bad as it would have been if they hadn't have had all the vaccines and stuff. So yeah, it's been one of those kinds of weeks. So I didn't go to the wedding yesterday with my friend because whilst I have tested negative for it, I also just didn't want to be a germ disseminator just in case. So I didn't go to the wedding with my friend yesterday, which was sad, but he seems to have had a good time, so that's good. So yeah. Let's see, where did I get to? Jojo says, I have the same worry over tickets, but we'll still try. I really want to make another fancy schmancy dress. Lol. Yeah, me too. Julie says, well, I can't wear it at work and don't get out enough to wear dresses all the time, and I'm too much of a homebody. Yeah, I mean, I very rarely go out unless it's to the cinema, but I've just decided to wear all of my stuff whenever I want because, yeah. Charlie says, but will 15 Eve dresses be enough? No, there will be more. There will be more, as there will be more Annas, and there will be more Loon dresses as well, because I really love how this turned out. When I first put it on, it was like, ooh, what have I done? But when I skimmed in the waist, and I did take the waist in quite a lot for this one. Whoopsie. Move the hanger. Yeah, so took that much out of the front. That, oh, you can't see it there, but that much out of the sides, and then I sewed the back seam at 1 inch rather than 5/8 of an inch. So the alterations that I've done to the paper pattern, if you watched yesterday's video, are probably underestimating what I've taken out. But again, I would rather underestimate and adjust than I would take too much out and then have it be unusable for me because it would be too small. So yeah, there will be more of those, but there will be more Eve dresses as well because it's just very beautiful. Julie says, well, oh, I read that one, sorry. Julie says, hooray for the QQ, and hi to Suze. Rotten Ralph says, Julie, I wear dresses at home. Yeah, I mean, it would be really easy for me to not, but I make too many nice dresses and I want to make the nice dresses, and if I didn't wear them, then they'd end up being just not used ever. So yeah. Cecilia says, Love and Thunder was fantastic. I did cry a lot more than expected, but I feel like they finally did a love story justice with some character development. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Elena says, Suze sounds like she's saying, what? Yeah, she's screaming at Rue. Poor Rue is in the middle of 3 other dogs, like on 2 sides and then the back of the fence. They've all moved in fairly recently and they're all really shouty. So poor little Rue is a little schnauzer. She's like running backwards and forwards between all the fences, just like, what is going on? Julie says, Ralph, I do too sometimes. Nimue says, speaking of Mimi G and trousers, I need the very wide-legged yoked McCall's pattern she did a sew along for. Watched that earlier. I think I have that one. But yes, I know which one you mean, and it is very nice. Natalie says to Nimue, I have that saved to watch later. The thumbnail looked awesome. Is it her new one then? So no, I don't have it. I think I've seen the thumbnail for the video. Yeah. Julie says, oh no, I hope he's okay. I think he's bored. So yeah. Trisha says, hope your mum and dad feel better soon. Thank you. Nimue says, oh no, hope everything is okay. Karen says, my big puppy heard Susie barking and came rushing through to protect me. He's not allowed in the sewing room, so stood crying at the door. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Cecilia says, I hope your parents get well soon. It's heart-wrenching to have ill parents, and be sure to take care of yourself as well. Thank you. Rotten Ralph says, nausea is the worst. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's coming from. Drinking is helping. Really not sure where it's coming from, but never mind. Natalie says, I hope it all went well with the cardiologist and that they both feel better soon. Thank you. Julie says, could you set up a cot in the sewing room? Yes and no. Yes, but it gets really hot down here as well, and Chiana as well. And Chiana would not settle down here. She likes it down here for a small amount of time, but she much prefers her space and is much more chilled in her space. And I could not have Chiana down here with me if I was sleeping down here, because she would cry, and she cries very loudly. She sings the song of her people at the top of her little lungs, and she has some lungs on her. So yeah, and it's easy to keep away from, keep space from mum and dad in the house. It is very easy. Nimue says, hospital back and forth is annoying at the best of times. Just been through that with my dad. He's doing fine. Oh, that's good to hear, Nimue. Elena says, all the well wishes to your mum and dad. We love them as much as we love you. Oh, thank you. I shall pass that on. Karen says, hope you're all feeling better soon. This is my 4th week being ill. So many COVID tests. And it's not that, thank goodness, although I'm beginning to wish it was COVID. Oh, you poor thing. I hope you feel better soon too. Rhiannon is here. Good morning. Good morning. Is it still morning? No, it's not morning anymore. Must be after midday now. Shadel, you changed your name. Well done. She says, oh dear, hope everyone feels better soon. But thank you for doing that. Charlie says, huge sympathy to all the COVID sufferers. Yeah. Jinapin says, not to upset you, but I tested negative for 4 days after symptoms started before testing positive. Thought I'd been smart avoiding the plague for 2.5 years. Yeah, no, I had it back in February, and I am not having any of the same symptoms, and it's been over a week and I'm still testing negative, so I'm fine. But thank you. Yeah. Rianne says, shh, it's morning. I broke up for summer on Friday. Whenever I choose to wake up is morning. Fair enough. Julie says, well, it was just a thought for you to stay out of the virus infection. Yeah, no, it is possible. It is possible. But I'd have to go back into the house for food and the bathroom as well. So I'm actually closer to the bathroom and have to go through less of their kind of foot traffic if I stay in my room, which I have been doing. Jojo says, sad face, just finished the Tilly and Button sky dress and I don't think the shape is for me, though I made this in a shirtweight cotton. I think I might try it again with something drapier. That is sad. Dipsy says, hope you all feel better soon. Thank you. Natalie says, still haven't gotten it unless I was asymptomatic. The anticipation is inevitable. The anticipation of the inevitable is killing me. And Julie says, I get it. Yeah. It's gotten to the point where we're on a massive upsurge here in the UK, so I'm not overly surprised that mum and dad came back from the hospital with it. But yeah, and they're both the kind that want to get up and power through, but it's one of those ones. But for me, at least, I needed to, let's see, I've loosened my dress and now I'm flashing my underwear at you. At least I have a slip on. Yeah, for me, it was one of the ones where I just sort of sat and I knew I was going to be tired, so I just sat and did work on the computer and watched stuff and just tried to power through that way, and that worked for me. But both mum and dad are like wanting to do stuff and having to do certain stuff, and I'm trying to help as much as I possibly can, and the neighbours are walking the dog and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Nia says, when I had the plague, I tested positive on PCR test on Tuesday, but didn't show up on lateral flow until the Saturday. Luckily, I've had worse hangovers. Yeah. The first 2 days for me were not great. It was very flu-like. It was achy, everything hurt, shivers, all the rest of it. But then after that, it was just tiredness and like a mild cold. But it went on for 10 days, which sucked because I really didn't want to be where I was at the time either. But I couldn't come home because I couldn't travel. I wasn't allowed to travel at that point. The restrictions hadn't been lifted. And also, obviously, I didn't want to bring it home to mum and dad. So, yeah. Else. Carol says, just a quick hi. Hello. Jen and Pin says, I'm triple vaccinated, so I only felt like I had a cold, but felt exhausted for a couple of weeks afterwards. Nia says, hello to Weepy. And Julie says, for the last couple of years, we've had down surges in the summer and up surges in the fall and winter. Rotten Rouse says to Natalie, I still have not caught it. I've been shielding since November 2019. Autoimmune disease is quite enough illness, in my opinion. Yes, I completely agree with you on that one. Yeah, right, okay. Starting to feel a little bit less. So let's stand up and see if we can do a little bit more tracing out. I will have to finish the stream early today because Mum needs me to go and do some food shopping for them. Weird. Said I had a couple of messages, but I did not. Sorry. Right. Paper. I need paper, don't I? I need paper and scissors. Oh my goodness, I am in a little world of my own right here. Okay. I really am in a world of my own. You know what, guys? I actually think I might need to call this a day because I am getting worse when I stand up. That's not good. That is not good. Let's sit down again and notice I'm totally flashing my underwear at you. Sorry. Let's sit down again. This is better. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Nimue says, given how much public contact my job has, I'm kind of surprised and very thankful that I've not caught it so far. Precautions seem to have done their job, but it takes luck on top of that. Totally. And Rotten Ralph is saying, take care of yourself, Sean. Yes, no, sitting down is fine. Sitting down is totally fine, although I am flashing you in this dress now that I've loosened it. I really probably shouldn't have done that, should I? Let's tighten it back up again because otherwise it just might become indecent and we don't want to do that on the internet. And it really, loosening it didn't help with the, well, it helped a little bit with the drag lines. Whoopsie. Okay, that's better. That's better, but the drag lines are back, but I do think that is from the fabric, and I don't know why it's bugging me as much as it is, but there we are. Natalie says, no worries, take it easy, Sean. Julie says, I've never had it either, and I don't often catch influenza. I haven't for a lot of years. On the other hand, I'm always sick for 2 weeks when I catch the cold. Oof. Jenny Pin says, I need to put my sewing machine away so I can trace out a couple of patterns for summer dresses. Nice. Nimue says, if standing up is making you worse, you definitely shouldn't be standing and no need to make yourself poorly. No, that's why I'm sat back down again. Michelle says, the dress is beautiful and the fabric, just so Just saw the close up. Yeah, I do love this. I do love this. Took me a long time to pluck up the courage to cut into this one. Julie says you should go rest. It's fine sitting down. It's fine sitting down. It's just the standing up. I definitely picked the wrong thing to do today. I should have sat down and sewed with you guys, shouldn't I? But never mind. I do need to go and do some food shopping for mum and dad as well. They need more drugs, more cold and flu stuff. So yeah, probably ought to go and do that while I'm still feeling slightly human as well. Okay. What else? Sorry, it's not been the most exciting of hangouts today. Yeah, it's definitely not what I had planned. I had like two dresses I wanted to get done today, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. We shall see. We shall see. Maybe if I go and eat something. No, I don't want to eat something. My strawberries are still too cold as well, which sucks. Rotten Ralph says we need to get you set up to try sitting down. Yeah, the table is definitely too high for that. Definitely too high to trace while sitting down. But never mind. Yeah, I've got let's see. Let's see what we've got planned for the rest of the week. So there should be daily waffles on the Tuesday and the Thursday. There's going to be a one-take waffle for the Patreon peeps, which will be out on Wednesday. I haven't filmed that yet, though, but I will be doing that. And I've got scheduled my white shirt and the Annette sew-along for Friday and Saturday's videos. But I'm a bit worried that the white shirt one is going to be a little bit boring. I'm trying to work out a spin on it. And the only spin that I've got in my head at the moment is like using it to make outfits with, but I don't have, I've got half, like for it looks amazing under all those waistcoats I made, which is just making me want to make all the shirts so that I can wear them under those waistcoats. But I don't have any of the bottoms anymore because Natasha took both my pairs of Empire waist trousers, the denim and the purple ones, because they were just too big for me anymore. I think she took both of them. She definitely took the denim ones. I'm not sure if she took the purple ones. I think she did. So I need to buy more of the purple cord so that I can make myself a skirt to go with my purple waistcoat, because I think that outfit would look really, really good. The only outfit I've got a top and a waistcoat in the same fabric is the Bisou cotton and rayon suiting that I got from Lady McElroy, and the outfit looks amazing, but the skirt is ever so slightly see-through, so you can see the edges of the shirt, which really, really bugs me. And I think I need to get a petticoat slip so that I can tuck the shirt into the petticoat slip and give it an extra, because the skirt's lined and it's just yeah. I've even tried it on with the dress as well, the shirt, and it looks amazing from the front, but it bunches weirdly at the back and I can't work out how to not get that. So yeah, but that's what I'm thinking for that basics series would be, because watching me make a white shirt when I'm not doing a sew along of how to make the white shirt could be really boring, but I'm making these pieces to fill in holes in my wardrobe. So I'm thinking they need to end up being styling videos rather than kind of like just a, sort of sit down and watch me sew this thing. So I think I'm going to have to put the white shirt back a couple of, well, maybe even, it's not going to be till I finish like the wool suiting trousers and things. So it might not be even till the autumn. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, because I think that video is only going to be fun if it's the styling kind of, like, this is why I'm making these basics, because I love print and color so much and I very rarely make basics, and I really noticing in my wardrobe that putting a dress on for the day is totally fine, but then trying to get dressed in separates is slightly more problematic. So yeah, I think that's maybe what I'm going to do. So that means I need to do another video instead of the white shirt one. What would that be? Because I can't even do the melly-low because I don't have the trousers to go with the melly-low yet either. So I might need to bring forward the border print jumpsuit. That might be enough. That might be something to do. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. But there will hopefully be videos for you guys on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There will be a hangout on Sunday, and for the Patreon peeps, there will be a one take waffle on the Wednesday as well. And I've also started doing little videos for the winner of the Patreon vote as well, kind of like talking the Patreon peeps through why I'm pleased that the pattern has won and what I'm planning to do with it now that they voted for it. So yeah, if you are interested, Patreon, all the details are always listed in the description down below, and you can sign up for just like $1 a month and you still get access to all the videos. If you want to be able to vote, that's the $5 tier, and then there's tiers that go up from there. But if you sign up for just the $1 a month tier, then you get access to all those extra videos as well. There's a lot of waffles. There's dating disaster stories. I've started doing those. They're hilarious. So yeah, but I am still feeling a bit bleh. So I am going to call it a day for now. So thank you for joining me. Let's just catch up with the chat and then we'll go. Let's see. Natalie says the ruffle I added to my circle skirt made it drop on the bias again. I'll just trim the ruffle instead of taking it apart and doing it properly. Will the sewist police come for me? No, totally, and that sounds perfectly reasonable. Rotten Ralph says bar stools in the sewing room. Possibly. Julie says get a bar chair, one of those with wheels. Charlie says, can you get direct groceries delivered on the island? Yes, but you have to book way in advance. Jojo says, oh man, go rest, my love. Well, after you've sorted out the shopping for your mum and dad, don't make yourself feel worse on our account. Well, I'm hoping it's quite nice sitting and chatting because it's distracting me from you guys, from this. So yeah, you guys are helping. Rotten Ralph says, I agree with Julie, wheeled bar stools. Natalie says, I'm too lazy to be a sewist, maybe. And Rotten Ralph says to Natalie, no one will come for you. If they are looking at the hem that closely, then they have a problem. Agreed. Julie says to Natalie, trust me, I get it. Elena says, I can imagine you wearing that purple waistcoat with the white shirt and a flowery skirt. Yes, that could look nice. That could look nice. Don't think I've got a skirt that would work with it though. But yeah, I want to get more of that purple cord so I can make a matching skirt. Cecilia says, content question. Do you have a project journal or a planner? And have you made a video about how you keep track of projects? I have my bullet journal, which is kind of all of those things. So I've got my like pretty diary side of it. And then I've also got my scruffy notes side of it. Here, which has gotten scruffier and scruffier over time. And like I do put down ideas when you guys give them to me or when they come to me, and they go in here. I'm kind of a little bit more fly by the seat of my pants kind of a girl than like a proper planner though. So Plant-Based Bride is a really good one for her Kanban board that she does for project planning. It's really interesting. So yeah. Julie says to Ralph, I think I once or twice promised Sian that I would ask about her seams when I see her. Yes, start inspecting my seams. Rotten Ralph says, Natalie, it's a reasonable concern because you will know, but no one else will notice. Yeah, I mean, it depends if it's going to bug you or not. Julie says, bye, love. Thank you. Trisha says, feel better soon, Sian. Thank you. Rotten Ralph says, ta-ta, Sian. Ta-ta for now, Sian. Go rest. I shall. Karen says, look after yourself and hopefully you're feeling better after a piece of toast or something. Yes, that's probably a very good idea. Karen says, my head is thumping, so I have enjoyed sprawling and listening to you. I'm sorry, Caroline. I hope your headache goes away soon. Elena says, have a lovely rest of the day and try to get better. Thank you. Christine says, hope you're all feeling better soon. Take care. Thank you. Jennifer says, take care of yourself. Thank you. Nimue says, take care of yourself and best wishes for your parents. Have a lovely week, everyone. Yes, you too. Natalie says, good. I'll be lazy then. Thanks all. Cecilia says, take care and feel better soon. Thank you. Ron Ralph says, Julie, but when we ask to see seams, it's for admiration purposes. And Julie's laughing at Ralph. And Caroline says, I feel better. Chat next week. Yeah. Sorry it's been so short today, guys, but it is one of those things. But thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you next Sunday for another live hangout. And hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, all those videos that I am planning on getting out this week. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I shall see you very soon. Bye.